Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Fishing Planet, my favorite game, and this is Mizzou Fan Mike Gaming, and tonight we're going to be in Michigan at St. Croix Lake, and the title of this video is going to be Pike Alley Pike Hunt. Anyway, as you can see, we are at St. Croix Lake. I did spawn in with my boat, drove all the way across over here, and we're in this position. I'll show it to you. We are on a rainy morning, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. We have caught some fish so far. Just started this and thought this would be a good deal. I've caught two. I've caught a trophy clear muskie and a unique clear muskie. What we're using, the lure we're using right now, and we'll be doing some other jerk baits and such. This is the striped jerk bait, 1.5 ounce, number 6 odd hook, and we are using a Zeus 82NE, 42 pound max, with a golden thunder spin that's a 42 pound max, with braided .012, which is 41.2 pound test braid, with a titanium leader that's 41 pounds. And on these leaders, guys, you always got to make sure that you get the 1.64 length when you're using them for lure fishing. If you get the smaller ones, is I believe the .82 or .84, fish can bite it off because it's where they strike at the lure. This leader is 1.64. If they strike at the lure, they won't get into the line and get past the leader, whereas the shorter leaders, I have lost lures and I've had line bitten through because of that. One thing about pike hunting and other teeth-like fish, you have to be careful about in this game now. You have to be careful about, I recommend using braided line as you can afford it, and also titanium leaders, just simply because they will bite it off, and you need to be careful to watch the condition of your titanium. See, this is 92. When it gets down in the lower 80s, it needs to be changed, just simply because you don't want to lose a lure. This lure here, the striped jerk bait, 1.5 ounce, it comes out at the 4th of July time. It is a jewel to catch. Bigger muskie, pike, tiger muskie, clear muskie, all those different tiger muskie. They're really good for that at certain times of the day, and they're hard to come by. To buy them at the 4th of July event, they're about 40 gold coins. So, but they're worth it. I had to wait till this 4th because I lost my 2 or 3 that I had before the year before, and so I had to wait until this year for this event in order to get some. So I purchased 3, and then I also earned 1 at the cannons or at the flags at the various spawn points for the 4th of July event. But anyway, let's get into doing some fishing here, guys. And I'm so glad that you're here tonight. If you like anything you see, we'd appreciate you hit a subscribe there. And let me show you where we're at. See, this is Pike Alley. This is the end of that. This is the end of this. What I was telling you down here. We're right here in this position. And as you can see, I have some markers out front. These are where all these are unique, or unique clear muskie markers. So, and most of them are early morning markers. I am using the 1-speed twitch method. Now, this lure has a tendency, because of its size, to go to the bottom in this lake, but I will tell you this, it does work good. So hopefully it won't make a liar out of me. You can see that we had caught some already. Used to have a saying up here at St. Croix, if you woke up in the morning and went fishing and it was raining, it was walleye time. But walleye you can catch during the day, and I'll show you that place. as well as you can catch them in another place, and at night you can catch them in another place. So you can catch walleye at different times of the day in different locations. But the pike is the one fish that is very, they're very valuable. They'll, there you go, clear muskie, 14.014 pounds. As you can see, it gives me 954 cash as well as 287 XP gained. Now you notice I got docked one thing there for the XP because of I'm using a little heavier line and such. I seen a friend of mine earlier today. He was using a 20-pound setup and he was bringing some pretty good fish in. However, if you're using lures that are hard to come by and cost a lot of money and you can only get them at certain times of the year, it's worth protecting your investment by using a bigger rig. But I'm glad that you guys would join me on this video tonight, and wanted to shout out to my friend, my good buddy Double Talk 73, old DB over there in Tennessee. He's a good fella, good friend. We just can't, they don't make him like him. He has a lot of good videos over there on his channel. He's also on Twitch. He's doing a big giveaway this coming week on the 11th. If you go over there on his channel and follow him and go in and introduce yourself to him and stuff, he does giveaways. He also sponsors competitions, private competitions, where if you're a follower and stuff, you can get in there and you don't have to worry about ringers. And if you're a newer player or a player, ooh, did you see that fish follow that lure up there? But you don't have to worry about not even beginning to have a chance to place in a competition because everybody's so, skilled and higher level players. You have to be a friend of his or a follower on his Twitch channel and be active. But anyway, it's fun. We had a competition yesterday. It was at Emerald Lake, and it was your heaviest fish and they meant by your heaviest, the difference between your heaviest fish and your lowest weight fish. And it was a lot of fun. It was 2 hours in-game fishing, which is 30 minutes real-time fishing. I think we had 9 or 10 in the competition, and I took third there, and it was fun. DB ended up giving everybody a hat that fished instead of just first, second, and third. But it was a lot of fun, and at the end of this video, I'll show you, I'll post some of the pictures of the standings and the competition, that type of thing. Was going to do a video on it, live video, but it was a lot of fun just to go up there and compete with some of the fellows and enjoy life, and actually the men and women. We had a couple of women fishing, I believe, or at least one I know of. So you'll just have to pardon me if I say fellows. I don't mean no disrespect, but all the fisher folks out there, I would really enjoy that. But I also like to meet new people, and here lately it's been a pleasure to meet some new fellows out there and new ladies out there that are enjoying the game and become friends with. And anyway, this is Muskie Fan Mike Gaming, and the next tournament, I think the competition we're going to have, my business is going to sponsor it. It's Online Direct Marketing Solutions. We're on Facebook. We have a website, Twitter and such, YouTube channel. But anyway, we're going to be sponsoring it, and it's going to be sponsored by my business as well as through Muskie Fan Mike Gaming. And we're going to give away some good DLC there. You'll find out more as we go along here, and I think that's going to be scheduled for the 22nd, and that is going to be at Mudwater in Missouri. I thought that would be a good venue to have a tournament or competition, whichever way you want to call it, between friends in my home state, Missouri. So, but anyway, I think that temporarily, I think that competition is going to be just 1 point for each fish you can't catch. So we did one of those. I think it was the first one he had up in Colorado, I believe, and it was really fun. but we enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you can meet new people and just have fun and not be so serious about everything. However, I do believe we've got a few in our group kind of that we do practice and we do tease one another, and it's all in the spirit of fun. Anyway, my buddy DB there with Double Talk, he bought a bunch of hats from Fishing Planet. There you go, another clear muskie, 19.63 pounds, 1336 cash, and 434 XP. This is a good lake if you're just starting out and you're kind of a mid-level player to fish and make some cash and make some good XP. Of course, the pike is the number one, but right now in the mornings I normally do fish for the clear muskies. I do catch some pike, and then as the day progresses we'll go and fish some other areas. Guys, I'm going to try to cut this video short tonight so I don't bore you too bad. I know some of my other fishing videos have been an hour plus, and it's fun to do. There will be some changes really soon with Muskie Fan Mike Gaming. We're going to be going to doing some live streaming. Yes, you're going to be able to see me because we're going to be online and on video as well. So there are going to be some changes. We are going to start doing some live streams on Twitch as well too. So. And I will be doing some of the same types of things where we do some competitions and giveaways and things like that as well. But I want you all to know I appreciate all my subscribers, and I appreciate all the new friends that I've met out there and been able to get to know. I think earlier today we had some of our friends out here. I want to shout out to Colin, and also I want to shout out tonight to Heinrichus. They're two friends of mine from Double Talk 73's group that I've become friends with, and I just wanted to shout out to both of them guys. I also met a new gentleman today, and let me see here, I'll tell you what his name is here in a second. Really nice fella. Somebody that you might want to get to know. He's over on Twitch, as well as I believe he's on, it's called Tosa 12, and he's also on YouTube as well, and he was fishing down here. He's a level 30 player, and he was down here fishing today in St.Croix and catching some really nice pike and other pike type fish, musky fish, and I know there's a name for all of them, but I'm not sure exactly what that name is. You see that joker pop up on the water there? Sometimes I do follow you back to the boat, and that's always fun. But guys, this is very peaceful. I love to hear the water falling on the lake here, and nothing more enjoyable that I can think of but to fish a little bit in the rain and be able to talk to my friends tonight and just relax. It's very relaxing. I love to fish. I've always been a fisherman, but I can tell you this, that as I've gotten older, something like this is very desirable because it takes a lot of work to get out there and fish and go places and different things like that. And I'm not saying that that's not fun either, because I've done a lot of that in my life as well. Caught a lot of fish. But I also enjoy sitting here at my desk, just chilling after a good day and fishing and just enjoying myself. So I don't know about you guys, but that's where I'm at sometimes with this. Anyway, remember, this is Muskie Fan Mike Gaming, and if you like what you see, please go over there and hit that subscribe button, and then also make sure you like us. And if you have any questions, feel free to talk to me about it. Send me any kind of requests or questions or whatever, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find out the answer. And so one thing about it is I don't mind sharing information. I don't mind sharing markers with you to help you, either complete a mission, or maybe you're just trying to level up, maybe you're trying to find a certain species, or you just want to get out here and fish and have a good time. I know this wouldn't be fun for me at all. We were talking about this today. It wouldn't be fun at all if we didn't catch fish. Sometimes this is a little bit unrealistic because sometimes you don't catch fish very. Sometimes there's lulls between the fish, but I can tell you this, that I've been fishing many a times where I caught several fish on one trip, but this wouldn't be a very good game if you didn't catch fish. So we're going to go down here and we're going to cast down here at Pike Alley and see what we can get, because it's 6:42, so around 7 o'clock is the other fish start biting too as well, so the pike and the muskie and the regular muskie and the tiger muskie and those types of fish. But this is Pike Alley, and that's what we're fishing today. Hope you all had a good weekend. Hope you guys are all staying safe from this corona deal. Whether you believe it's a serious problem or not, it's something that we all have to get through. And I think it's affected everybody in some way or another. Whether you know people that's been sick, whether you've had family members that have been sick, or even you've been sick, or you know nobody that's been sick. It's one of those things that I think that we all just have to be thankful for our health and hope and pray that this is over with as soon as possible. And we will get through this, I know, together. Anyway, well, we've had some bites and we've had some early action. We may have to switch a lure here in a minute. We'll make a couple more casts in this direction. I've been at this game for over 3 years, but I understand that you have to go through and fish and earn your dues, and it's enjoyable. There's been times when I thought maybe I should start over again, but now it's more for enjoyment than anything. I am at level 60, which is the top level. I'm not bragging about that or nothing, but every time they open up a new venue, which they've got one scheduled to open up, it's called Bolivia, and it's coming soon is what I've understood, because I've been doing some testing and with the developers, and I know it's going to probably be here before long. Everybody will have to level up in order to be able to get down there unless you buy the DLC, and I'm sure there'll be a DLC where you can buy a week pond pass or probably a week pond pass or whatever, along with some more equipment or something. I know they're going to be releasing the polarized glasses. I've heard good things about them. I've heard some people say they're more stylish than anything. Others say that you can actually zero in on your line or on your bobber and that kind of thing. And some people say that I've heard that you can actually sometimes see the fish down in the water too as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Who doesn't like a good pair of sunglasses, guys? You know what I'm saying? I do fish with, I have a PC set up, but I do fish on the planet here with Xbox One controller. I find it fun. There's a lot of things that I can, it's more simplified where I don't have to press and remember as many buttons as I do if I'm using my keyboard. Plus also when I get a strike or when I get a fish on, it will vibrate my controller, which makes it more realistic and fun, so I enjoy that. If you have any questions about any waterways, feel free to leave comments and ask those questions, and if you want to fish, just find me on the planet at the Zoo Fan Mike Gaming. I'm on that, and everywhere I'm at. I'm on Discord, as well as I'm on Steam, the Steam channel. I'll be friends with you there. Feel free to look me up, send me a friend request, and introduce yourself, and we'll make sure that we help you as much as we can. And one of the things about the Fishing Planet that is not good is it's hard to figure out a way to share tangible stuff with other fishermen. But I think sometimes the information that you can receive if you talk to people who've been fishing for a while, and such as my friend DB and others, I don't consider that I'm a guru at Fishing Planet, but I don't mind helping out neither and sharing information. That's one thing about my friend DB over there. He's on his YouTube channel. He's got several videos of instruction. One of the things I suggest, guys, if you're looking for current information about anything on Fishing Planet, any kind of species of fish, where to catch them, what to use, what time of the day, that kind of thing, always look when you go in there and do a search, a Google search on your computer, laptop, or phone, or whatever you're using. Always look for the newer videos, and then look for the ones that you know that you can trust. Some guys, for whatever reason, they don't tell you where they're at. They don't tell you everything. They don't necessarily tell you the depth of what they're using, how deep it is, what kind of a presentation they're using, because they feel like that it's they tell you, then you know, and then it's something that, you know, they don't want to give out. But a lot of people, there are a lot of good guys out there that will teach and train you and help you out there, and enjoy it that you would receive the information and use it and better your, you know, have more, be able to level up and enjoy the game more, that kind of thing. So that's one thing I try to do, and if there's anything I leave out or forget, all you gotta do is just ask me a question, just send me a message, and we'll definitely, if you want to go fishing, especially if you're on Discord, it's fun to sit there and be able to talk to somebody while you're fishing and share information, share stories, just to get to know somebody a little bit, and just like you would in real life. One of the things I wish that they would do in this game is they would allow you to take somebody in your boat. These boats are nice, but they haven't developed that ability yet, so hopefully one of these days they will. This game has developed a lot in the last 3 years, so I can tell you that, and it seems like the people that, the developers of this game and the IT people and stuff, they do listen to the followers, and they do listen to their players and stuff like that. And I know they've added since I've been fishing, they added the big bass boats, they've added trolling motors, they've added the rod stands, the bottom rods. Used to be the only type of fishing you could do was lure fish and bobber fish, but now we've got bottom rods, we've got carp rods, we've got all kinds of different options, which is fun. Well, we're going to do one more cast, and then we're going to change the lure and maybe kind of do a little different positioning here. But anyway, like I said, I hope your weekend was good. Mine was fantastic. Don't look forward till tomorrow, because you know how that is. It's Monday, but it's the way life is, and we just keep on booking. But anyway, they have a saying out in life sometimes, and it's 90% of the fish are caught by 10% of the fishermen, and that's only because they're persistent. There's no right or wrong answers when you're fishing. A lot of times, the only wrong thing you can do is if you don't have a hook in the water, you definitely are not going to catch any fish. So, but a lot of times it helps to know what to use, how to use it, and what time to use it, and what's that kind of information sometimes is very, very, very important. It just helps you when you're, like, say you've only got an hour to fish and you want to catch some fish. You know, you don't want to fish all over and maybe catch one or two, where if you knew where they were at, you could fish and catch a couple of dozen in an hour, you know, that kind of thing or so. But I love this game. I like how it's developed, and I like it that the developers are always trying to make it a better experience for the players. So that's always fun. When they do come out with new things, that's always exciting. but I will have to level up, which means at 60 I've been stuck for a while, and I do have a rank, and every time you level up, when you're at the top of the level, it just helps you rank better. It gives you a higher ranking every time you level up. So, but you still have to fish. You still have to know how to catch them and all those things. The only difference between a early level player and somebody who's been playing a while is just a number. But that number is important because it opens up the next venues. It opens up new lures, new equipment, things that you can't get otherwise if you're a new player. So, and some of you guys have probably already experienced that. Lower level players, one of the things that I would suggest, and I hear all the time from my friends as well that have been playing for years, Emerald Lake is a good lake to go and earn a lot of cash and experience. I know it's not like some of the other venues, and even like St. Croix here, but I cut my teeth on Emerald Lake catching them walleye down there. And I spent a lot of time catching, sometimes I get my net full of walleye if I fish day and night, especially at the peak times. But that is a good lake. It's a beautiful venue, and you can go there, and sometimes I know it gets boring and stuff, but it is a good lake to cut your teeth on and do a lot of what we call farming. Farming is where you build your cash up and your experience, so that you can buy other things, and you can, it doesn't do no good to unlock new poles or new equipment or new baits or whatever if you don't have the money to purchase them, so in-cash money, so in-game cash, I mean. So it's always good to, fish as much as you can and fish where you can make the most money. But for lower level players, Emerald Lake is a good one. That's why we try to do most of our tournaments right now to where everybody can enjoy it, including lower level players. So our first one was at Colorado, which is an earlier venue, and our second one was at Emerald, and our third one's going to be at the third level in the game, and that's at Mudwater, which is in Missouri. It's a Missouri river. It's a Mudwater River. It's in Missouri. So I think that popped something hit that lure when it hit the water there. We'll see. I think it's about time we're going to do a little movement here and move in a different place and possibly put on a different lure here. I've seen something earlier I'd like to try with another crank. It's either a crank or it's a jerk bait. But I think I'd like to try a different one and see how it works. Topwater works well here too. Different topwaters will work good, especially for the pike. So we might go to do some topwater as well. Like I said, remember frequently if you catch 2 or 3 big fish to go over into your inventory and look and see what the strength of your leader is. If you get down in the low 80s or a little bit below, high 70s, it's probably a good practice to change that, especially if you're using lures that you can't afford to replace, or you couldn't replace them if you wanted to because they don't offer them in the store. So let's go down here for a minute and pull our anchor up, and let's mosey on down here a little ways and see if we can't get a little better position here to catch some fish. Okay. This is Pike Alley. What we're looking at here is basically the Pike Alley. Although I consider this whole L shape as Pike Alley all the way up to and around the corner. I consider it all Pike Alley. So let's do a couple more casts with this lure, and then we'll come back with something else. 7:38 in the morning. Ooh, there we go. Sometimes it helps just to move a little bit to catch a fish. It seems like a pretty good fish. I wanted to let you guys know that Fishing Planet is a free game. All you have to do is download the DLC. You don't have to pay for it on Steam, and it is a free game to play. There you go, a trophy. It is a free game to play. However, there is in-game DLC that you can purchase and all, but you can actually play this game if you stay long enough, like at Lone Star, which is in Texas, which is the first lake, which doesn't cost you anything to go there, or there's no license required, I think. I don't know, there may be, I don't know. But you can stay there and fish until you're get your cash up and things, and then go to the next one. There is one lake after that that's over in Europe. I think it's in Czechoslovakia. It only takes $120 to get there and that kind of thing. Never been there to fish yet. It's the number 2 venue in level. I've never been there yet, but one of these days I'm just going to break down and go. Take some light equipment with me, take some of the bait that I can see that the fish bite on there, and go up there and see what I can do. I know I have some missions I can complete. In this game, there is side missions where you can win gold coins and experience points, as well as cash money in the game. A lot of times there'll be a reward like a hat or a special lure, that kind of thing. There are a lot of things that you can earn as you're going along, especially as a younger player. If you're wondering, we have this question come up a couple of times today, and by lower level players, and they were saying, how do I get a hat, or how do I get the lighted hat? To my knowledge, there's only 2 lighted hats in this game. The first one you get after you complete a lake or 2, and I forgot where it's at that you come to, but you have to go to at night and catch so many fish, I believe, and after that it'll just force give it to you and tell you that you've got this, and you can use it, unlimited and that kind of thing. And the only other lighted hat that I know of that's in the game is you can win it, at least this year, you could win it at the Christmas event. And don't ask me what I had to do to get it, because I know there was a lot of work to it, but it's kind of a fun hat. It's kind of a calico thing, not a calico, but a Scottish, probably stripe hat. It's got the air muffs on the sides, air flaps on the side, and it has it looks good when you're in cold weather, not so good if you're down in Louisiana or someplace where it's not cold, but it's fun, and those are the only 2 lighted hats that I know of in this game. I don't think there's any for sale, and I don't believe there's any in none of the DLCs. I've been fortunate to be able to have most of the DLCs in this game, and I find that a lot of the stuff I've sold and gotten rid of, just simply because it was unnecessary or was repetitive equipment and that kind of thing. But sometimes you get a DLC for a certain thing that it offers. Now, you get a lot more. You get like 25% more or better on your experience, I believe, if you use a barbless hook, or if you are fortunate enough to be able to buy any of the barbless lures or spoons or whatever, you get a 25% increase in your experience. However, if you fish with, if you're at a lower lake and you fish with equipment that is kind of about the same poundage as of the biggest fish you can catch in that lake, a lot of times you can get good experience that way. If you do what we call using something that's overkill, which is your rig is overkill, maybe the biggest fish you'd catch in that lake could be 6 to 7 pounds like emerald, but you're using a 20-pound setup, you will get docked on your experience. You won't get the full experience. You will get all your cash, but you won't get the full experience. So it's half a dozen one way and 5 or 6 the other. So you just have to figure out what's really important to you, and that's, if you're protecting a lure and you're using a heavier setup, then so be it. And if you need to do that, then there we go. There's another one. If you really need to do that, then that's just a necessity. I've lost more lures by running on the edge with this game. So I've learned, especially with the X Series lures and things that you win, it's a one-time thing, guys. You lose them, and they're hard to come by. So anyway, I'm going to change my lure out here real quick, and I'm going to go with another crankbait that I seen used earlier today that it looked like they had a lot of success with. So we're going to try it. I changed to the orange-headed 5/8 ounce number 3/0 hook jerkbait. So we're going to see how this works. See if we have some more action here. We're doing the 1-speed twitching movement. Some people run it just a little different. I like the twitching. If you look at the lure in the water when it's coming by you and you're twitching, it gives some really good action on the lure. So I think it does attract the fish. Other guys do the twitching a different way. This is the way I learned to do it. So it's kind of one of those things where you get kind of stuck in your ways, and it is what it is. Well, let's throw it back out there and see what we can do. Go over here where the tigers are at. The tiger muskie. See if we can't get one of those guys. Well, I had a strike, but I missed it. One other way you can catch these guys, there's actually two other ways you can catch pike and muskie and all that, is by using either shiners or large minnows. Large minnows cost more, shiners are cheaper. There was a time here that if you really wanted to catch some big trophy and unique pike and stuff, you had to use the large minnows, but not so much anymore. One of these days I'll make a video where I'll show you some of the positions. Of course, I have a bottom rod, but you can come here and just use a floating rod and catch them. Have a lot of fun doing it. I done it when I first started out. I come here with my rig, and I caught one pike at a time. Guys come up here all the time and use the 4-rod stand and catch, pike after pike. Sometimes when they're biting or when it's on a peak. But either way, it's all fun, and you can catch these pike pretty good. So, especially when you're on a peak or on a good time to catch. So, another thing too, I was going to tell you about our channel, Mizzou Fan Mike Gaming channel. We started doing some Far Cry New Dawn edition, that edition of Far Cry series. We started doing some videos with it, but we're also going to do some Far Cry 5, and looking forward to that. I've completed that game, but I'm thinking about starting over from the beginning again and going through that game. It's a fun game. We're going to be doing some upgrading so that we can actually hopefully get on Hell Let Loose some. I found it to be a very fun game. It's a lot going on it. Sometimes it's a little stressful, but it is fun once in a while to get in a position like that and play. But we do have some exciting things coming up here, and we're going to be doing some live streaming and that kind of thing. If you have a game you would like to suggest to me, make sure that you send that to me, that information, and we'll check it out. I do like stuff like Hunt Showdown. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. That's a good game. War of Rights is another 50-on-50 scenario game. It's about the Civil War during Civil War times. We also have some of the Total War series stuff like Empire, and then also Napoleon and things like that. I've tried some of that out. I like to play that some. I've had a game called The Raft, and basically what it is, you build your raft and you collect trash and you collect stuff and you fish. And you just keep building and building until you build a big raft, and it's real fancy, and you do different things, and you can bake stuff, and I don't know what all, and you have sharks that attack it. But I've never seemed to be able to get up on the raft and stay on the raft. So that's a game I kind of lost interest in, and I didn't go back to it. But if you like that game and stuff, and enjoy it, feel free to leave me a comment about it. And if you have any games that you would leave a recommendation for, I don't play all the fishing games. I have played Ultimate Fishing Simulator. It's a good game. In fact, they had the bass boats and the trolling motors and all that before Fishing Planet had it. But I say all that to say this, that it is a little more complicated strike system. There's a lot more. It's a more detailed. However, the graphics is really good. The fish are scored differently. They do have tournaments over there, and there's a lot of competitions over there and stuff like that too. Like I said, this game here has its pluses as well as, minuses, and I think the same thing about Ultimate Fishing Simulator. I also have played a game called Ice Lakes Fishing, and it's a real little simple game. You go dig a hole with your auger, and you go on these lakes that are frozen, and you catch fish, and you have to level up, and you earn money, and it's little mini tournaments, and you have to get back to the circle and then the circle before the buzzer rings in order for your fish to count. And it's cute. It's fun. I've played some of it. I've leveled up a little bit on it. But I spend most of my time at fishing with Fishing Planet. I know there's Russian Fishing 4. Honestly, I've never really played it much, so I couldn't give you an opinion about it. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things, and I try not to give my opinion about something I've never played. But I know that's a popular one. I know a lot of guys play Russian Fishing 4. So there must be something good about it. So anyway, you might find it really interesting. Well, guys, it's been 42 minutes, and we've caught a few fish. Oh, maybe you learned a little something from me. Maybe it just confirmed something you already knew, but I will tell you the pike are here at St. Croix. I would say a lot of the major jerk baits, as well as the walkers, the topwater walkers. I've even used the poppers over on the lily pads to get them. They work well. So far, I'm not very impressed with this setup. Haven't caught a lot. So I may go back here to the... Oh, I know something he was using too here. Let's try the 3/4 ounce popper, because I'm getting some fish that way too. I know he was using earlier. We're going to try to use this 3/4 ounce popper and see what it does. It's the red and orange. So poppers, to get it to pop, you just jerk it. Yeah, fish right off the bat. So that's a good deal. The pike here are really good money. They pay good, and they also, per pound, they pay good, and they also give you good experience. I got Dock 3, as you can see, I got Dock 3 arrows, red arrows, because of my setup. This is only a 5.6 pound fish. If I'd have been using a smaller rig, I'd have got full experience, which would have been good. It would have been up in the hundreds for that fish. But right now, I'm not really worried about the experience. For me, there are other places that are better for me as far as building my XP and cash. Right now, I'm kind of more concerned about the cash. When they do open up new venues, I missed that strike. But when they do end up opening up new venues, it costs sometimes in-game cash and in-game coins to do certain things, to buy certain lures, that kind of thing. So after you level up, there will be DLCs, I'm sure, for that venue, and lower ranked players can buy that DLC, and it'll give you a week fishing pass or something. Sometimes they're 30 days, and in it will come some rods and stuff that you can use. But I suggest, I always have, that you just start out at the bottom and just work your way up. Everybody had to, so, I mean, to me, that's the funnest way. This is a video game, yes, but it's, it's more of a natural progression game than it is like an overnight success. So you're not going to go from level 1 to level 50 overnight. It's just not. I don't care how many hours you put into it. It's not designed that way. The higher level player that you get, the more experience points you have to gain in order to go to the next level, to hit the next level. So it's easier when you're a lower level player, but as you go along, it gets more and more. So, well, let's make another cast, and this may be the end of the video for tonight. I wish it was more exciting, but I think what we'll do is I'll just we'll maybe take a ride around the lake tonight or this morning, and I'll show you where everything's at here, and just give you a little bit of a tour here of the lake. Okay, well, I think that's what we'll do to end the video. And please remember, this is Mizzou Fan Mike Gaming. And if you like what you see, or if you like what you had to put up with, there's a lot of fish here. Look at them fish. But if you like what you had to put up with today, and we'd sure appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and leave us a comment, drop us a comment, good or bad. We'd like to know what we're doing, and if it helps you any, just let us know. Make sure you keep abreast of things with me, because as we go along, we're going to be doing some other things, and soon some things are going to be changing. We're going to be doing some live streaming and things like that, and we're going to be doing more specific stuff, such as helping you catch certain species of fish and that kind of thing. This was kind of just a general video on Pike Alley a little bit, early morning fishing, and as you can see, we did catch some pretty good fish. But anyway, let's crank this puppy up here, and let's go for a ride to finish the video. This is Pike Alley here. You're going to have a hard time seeing everything. I mean, hearing me very good. There's that one dock. This is all considered still Pike Alley. Anyway, it's beautiful up here, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Here's another spawn point we're going by. There on your right. And we go through this channel, and then we'll head over to the left. There's a lighthouse up here. Isn't this beautiful? Can't go past the orange buoys, but we can make a circle here. Each one of these places is very unique when it comes to different things you can catch. You can see I got a marker there. We'll just make a big wide circle. You can fish all the way over to the corner there, as you can see. I'm not sure exactly what you catch over that way. Haven't done a lot of fishing over there. This channel's good for smallmouth bass. There's a lot of smallies in here. Up at the end of the channel there, especially. But over here to your left here, this flat concrete thing here. You catch all kinds of fish there. I've seen guys set up and catch the big blue catfish, as well as your trouts, your walleye you can catch there. Here you go. And we're coming up here to what we call in the game the floating dock. And the floating dock is where a lot of guys go to catch catfish at night. They catch walleye up here in the mornings. Just you catch sturgeon down here too as well. You can see the floating dock. Beautiful scenery here, guys. Water's great. After a good early morning rain, there's the dock. You can just park up there on it and get out and set up your bottom rods if you got them, or you can just fish up here. But anyway, I want to thank you very much for coming and visiting tonight. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. Hold on here. But thank you for spending time with us today. Hope to see you next time. I don't know what the next video here is going to be, but it will be some more Fishing Planet, I can tell you that. And we do appreciate you guys, and make sure you keep gaming and fishing. It's fun, it's relaxing, it's what it's supposed to be. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have fun, and it's supposed to be enjoyable. Anything to excess is wrong, but what's wrong for one person may not be for another person. So anyway, I'm out. This is Mizzou Fan Mike with another episode of Fishing Planet. Have a good night.